Okay, let's get started. Episode 13. Damn it, I'm out of water. Wait, why do they always have twins? What the hell's going on? Did she know she was a princess? Wait, isn't that the thing she stole? So it activates. Interesting. Wait, so all these fucking knights are simping for Carry on. God fucking damn it. Why is the guy from Bleach in charge of these people too? So he's in charge of the 13 court card squads and now he's in charge of these old geezers. What does he do with his spare time? Does he even have any spare time? This is getting ridiculous. Why is he working 2 jobs? Fucking COVID economy hit it hard, didn't it? Doesn't she remind anyone of Maria Antoinette? You know, the one that was walking up to the guillotine in France and then she actually stepped on someone's shoe or something and she was so indifferent about it. She was so disconnected from reality and her own people that it actually cost her life. They literally told her there's no bread for people to eat and she said, well, let them eat cake. And everyone was just like, are you that fucking disconnected from reality that you think that simple people have cake? So she was also a bitch. She was the bitch. She was not a bitch. She was the bitch. Remember Celestia from Danganronpa? She's practically based on Maria Antoinette. Well, she wanted to be Maria Antoinette because Maria Antoinette was so fucking spoiled. My God. My God. I mean, if I was there in the selection process and I had to choose between a girl that's really violent and swearing, a girl that's literally stuck up acting like a bitch, a girl that does nothing but drink and most probably visits bars all the time, another one that, I don't know anything about her, she just wears white and sits in the corner and talks about capitalism, and the other one that's just, seriously, these are the rulers of the kingdom? Wow, this kingdom's fucked. That's a very interesting thing. The first one is like, you will all obey me and worship me. The other one's thinking more like a politician. If I'm selected, I will do what is best for the people, but I've got no means of making it happen. Let's see what the little capitalist is going to promise. Why the fuck would anyone vote for you when it's all about me, me, me? You're a terrible salesperson. Okay, and she's the communist. I love how they're taking shots at the only one that gave a half decent answer. They completely discredited everything she said and took cracks at her based solely on her appearance. Wow. Wow. Her appearance and her rate. You get what I mean. Revolution? Revolution, anyone? Revolution? Let's do the good old-fashioned thing they did in Russia with the Tsars. I'll go get my hammer and sickle ready. Wait a minute. If I say hammer and sickle and she's a communist, son of a bitch! Fuck me. He's making a fundamental mistake of any sort of argument. He shouldn't be trying to prove his point to the person talking at him. He should be trying to garner the support of the people in the room because it's their opinions that matter, not the person challenging him. But what would I know about politics? Kuma, when one's got no logical argument, discredit them for race and other nonsense. Unfortunately too common. Isn't that one of the fallacies? Isn't that one of like the core fallacy arguments? Where you can't actually argue against their point, so you argue against the person's attributes to try to bring attention away from their point. I mean, it's such a common thing for incompetent people, and it's really sad that a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. Might be a logical fallacy, but it's a rhetorical win. Oh boy. He's lucky that he can just reset this day over and over. See what I said about the whole thing? If I could repeat the day over and over again at the mansion, I would have learned how to be a master swordsman. That would have come in handy. But if they're anything like, what was his name? Reinhard? He's going to have a problem. I'm sorry, but if I could reset upon death, I would at least once unzip my pants and start peeing on his leg to establish dominance. It would have to be done at least once. That would be glorious. There's a saying, sometimes it's better to let people think you're an idiot rather than open your mouth and confirm the fact. Oof! Wait, is that a compliment or not? I will take that as the insult. Is that dynamite? Did he just get to Gartensho? Then recount your recount. Say you will participate. This just proves why royalty is ineffective in modern society. The fact that people can have authority over others with absolutely no merit is a joke. And don't give me that crap just because their cousins and their four cousins banged each other to keep the bloodline pure, that somehow makes them better than the rest of us. Fuck off. That's just genetic. Don't even get me started. He's not Eisen, despite wanting to be. Oh, for the love of God. Take that out of context. If it's such a bad system, why did humans do it longer than any other system? Because the system is created as a as a system of control, like a pyramid scheme. You've got the king on top, and then you've got all the nobles just below him. Now, everyone below the king basically has a hierarchy that works like a triangle. He's in charge of the subjects below him. All of his subjects are in charge of the subjects below them, and them, and them, and them. It's a system of subjugation where the peasants are at the bottom. They're the working class. They're the ones that are working the land. Then you've effectively got nobles and knights that effectively have peasants working the land, so they don't have to do anything. All they have to do occasionally is provide crops and tariffs and gold and silver to, the nobles and the king when they ask for it, and occasionally provide military aid in times of war. Then you've got the knights and the nobles that do that. Then you've got the king that does that. Then you've got alliances and things like that. The only reason the system lasted as long as it did is because the education and the ruling class could maintain their power. If you were the child of a lord or of a knight, your chances of becoming a lord or a knight are pretty much guaranteed. All you had to do was not fuck up. Whereas if you're a peasant, good luck for you becoming a lord or a knight. You would effectively have to volunteer in war in order to prove yourself capable to become, a soldier or a knight. But here's the thing, the people that were in these wars, such as peasants and infantry, were typically on the front lines. They would be the first to die, whereas the knights actually did very little combat. They would usually be sitting around the lord or the king and protecting them. They were usually the last ones to charge in. So basically, the reason why the system worked for as long as it did was because it took so long for technology and information to make its way through the general population in order for them to overthrow these monarchies. And as soon as they could, guess what they did? What about squires? Same thing. To become a squire, you can't just walk up to a knight and be like, hey, I want to be a squire. He's not just going to take fucking anyone. That's effectively an apprenticeship. It's an apprenticeship. You can't just be a nobody and become a squire. You first of all need a knight that's actually going to accept you. He's not just going to fucking pick any random off the streets to be a squire. I mean, yeah, the squire's going to clean the armor, clean the sword, do all the, stuff day to day, and occasionally get a little bit of combat training in the morning and the evening. But at the end of the day, they still have to be lucky enough to, one, find the knight that's willing to accept them, and two, be in such a position where they're able to make such a trade, which is very difficult for people living in absolute poverty. Where what was the average age of death? 30? Despite what we have now, I still believe the medieval times were more fucked up. Oh, they were. They were. But yeah, okay, guys, Uber Eats is here. We got to take a quick break because it's about to come, it's about to buzz, and it's about to go all nuts. Quick break so I can eat and grab the food for Hutch, and I'm going to play a quick song. Please forgive me, we're halfway through an episode, but I got to grab that now. Grab a quick 5-minute break. Age of death was 30 at birth. If you live to 10, you usually live to 50 or so. It was effed up. Some of the peasants would only shower twice, one when they're born and once when they're dead. Is anyone getting PTSD from this song? I'm curious. So much coffee. No PTSD? You're getting PTSD? Okay. Where is it from? If you're asking, then you're not getting PTSD, which means you don't know where it's from. You either know where it's from and you get PTSD, or you don't know where it's from. It's the PTSD song. It's the song that will give you PTSD if you watch the anime. I think that's going to be something that we're going to have to watch at some point, even though I've seen it. But it's PTSD. It is PTSD. Oh yeah, it's a Gamega kill. It's a Gamega kill. There's 2 songs that will give you PTSD from that anime, and I've got both of them right here. Yeah, okay. Thank you guys for being so cool. I had to scoff down those 2 half burgers. Hutchon's got food there, so she's going to be a happy chappy. She's not going to stab us. Let's go. You seem to love it a lot. It's a really good anime in my opinion. Really good anime. Okay, I'm going to be honest. The reason why I probably like it more than other anime is that the reason why I don't like superhero movies and other things is because the good guys always win. It's too easy for them. And that's why I can't get behind Marvel. I can do DC because DC is dark, and even when the good guy wins, it's not an absolute victory. It comes at a cost. Whereas the Marvel Universe, it's just like, I couldn't care less because it doesn't make any sense and it's so detached from reality. And Deadpool kind of accepts that and says, well, I'm so detached from reality, so I'm going to put in penis jokes, to make it worthwhile, which I appreciate. Whereas this anime started off as, I'm your typical anime where we kick butt. And then it showed itself as, no, we're not. It's dark, it's real, and we don't fuck around. And I appreciated that. It had all the anime tropes that are entertaining, that are funny, that are, all that good shit. But then it had its real moments where it would stab you, twist it, and kick you in the dick. And when it happened, you felt it. And they took the time to establish the characters and give them weight. I think of it as the Game of Thrones of anime. And so I went from this journey where I don't watch things because it's too easy to win, and everyone lives happily ever after, to quite literally wishing that people could live happily ever after. That's the type of experience I had watching it, which is why I regret only recording my reaction to the final 2 episodes, and I will share that if we ever end up watching it. And it was one of those anime that just fucked me up. It stood out for me as much as Danganronpa did, It's one of those. So yeah, Kamiga Kill hits even harder in the manga because the anime skipped the whole Wild Hunt arc because it was too dark for TV. I would definitely want to read it. But look, let's get back to the anime reactions. Thank you guys for being so chill. I hope you enjoyed. I read someone was asking why do I no longer take music requests? Quick logic check. I needed to pick up food, and asking people what song they wanted and spending the extra minute would mean I don't pick up the food. So quick logic check. I was in a rush. All right, let's continue. I like you. I like you. I would vote for you. Someone get that bitch a scepter. Bitches love scepters. Tear it all down! Especially you, fucking Dumbledore Gandalf motherfucker. I mean, with the candidates being who they are, this kingdom has absolutely no future. What are they gonna do? Duel? Is that a Colosseum? Oh god, it's a Colosseum. Well, a small one. Oh wait, you're gonna duel? People like to make jokes about wooden swords, but they forget that a wooden sword could kill you just as easily as a real one. I mean, during a famous duel with Musashi, he killed the elder brother, which was a master swordsman, and then the younger brother challenged him to a duel to avenge his brother. Musashi came 4 or 5 hours late to the duel, didn't even bring a blade. He actually used an oar from his boat to carve out a wooden sword, which was 41 inches, whereas the katana is around 36 inches. And because the guy was so angry, he didn't realize that there was a length difference. He interpreted the wooden sword as an insult to his honor. So he charged in like an idiot, like sliced. Musashi just dodged it, backstepped, and just went forward and stabbed the guy in the throat. He was dead. I mean, let's just put it this way. Musashi wasn't the most talented swords fighter or swords master of the time, but he played the head game so well that it didn't matter. He outwitted his opponents. One of his opponents had the, it's sort of like the chain that's got that big iron ball with spikes and a blade on the end. He was fighting, an opponent using that, and he literally just kept retreating into the woods until he was in the woods completely surrounded by long bamboo trees, and that weapon became ineffective. He got caught in a tree, and then he just came up and cut the person to death. All these things. So yeah, make fun if you want from a wooden sword, but it could still bloody kill you, or at the very least break your bones. Also, depending how heavy it is, how sharp it is, all that sort of stuff. And the idiot charges in. Why didn't you do that at the beginning, you idiot? I'm sorry, but what was he trying to gain from accepting this fight? Did the guy not tell him that your actions are gonna negatively, what was the word, affect the person you're representing? And you just go ahead and accept a mock battle with a trained knight? What the fuck were you expecting? Subaru has more pride than sense to accept this duel. He's a dumbass. He just has to prove himself right, doesn't he? He just has to be right. A man's pride is his biggest weakness. This is not even pride. This is just pure stupidity. He's just serving his ego. What's he got to be proud of? Getting his butt kicked? Why? What was he hoping to accomplish from this? Arrogance? What, did he legitimately believe he was going to beat this guy? Is he literally that detached from reality? This is just stupid. I can't even right now. I can't even feel sorry for him. Like, he had this coming. That's like me walking up to a UFC fighter and being like, let's fight. What the fuck? I'm not feeling sorry for him. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Subaru, were you ever dropped as a child? Or were they ever throwing you so high that your head hit the ceiling and then you were dropped and you also hit the floor? Subaru, did you ever get drowned as a little child for a little too long and some of your brain cells died? Because I can't rationally figure out what possessed you to do this. I mean, if I was in his position, I'd just grab the closest letter opener and kill myself so I could reset this timeline. Honestly, I would. If I fucking knew I'd just get respawned, I'd just fucking kill myself right now. What the fuck? See, there's a perfectly good sword there. Just fucking stab yourself with it. Hell, jump out the window while you're at it. I can't even. This is I can't even right now. This is fucked. Subaru. I love your one. Subaru. Were you hit by a Subaru as a kid? Fuck. You win. You win this round. You win. I salute you, good sir or ma'am. That is the best one. Fucking hell. Subaru. Were you hit by a Subaru as a kid? And did the Subaru then back up and hit you again? So instead of saying you wanted to, fight for her honor and possibly score brownie points, that what you did was admirable, even if it was pathetic, instead you say that you did this all for your ego. God damn it. You know what really pisses me off? Is he outright said at the beginning of this entire conversation he did it because he wanted to get back at this guy, and then he's trying to convince her, or at the very least convince himself, that he didn't do it for himself, even though he did, and he even said that he did. Is he honestly that delusional that he's actually believing his own bullshit? Which would piss me off even more. The fact that she's even talking to him right now is a freaking miracle, and then he just fucking shoots his mouth. I'm sorry, but he's pissing me off. I was just gonna say. Just jump out a window. Just... Wait, what? I repeat, what if the Witch of Envy literally makes this moment the save point? Look, if I was an all-powerful witch that was trolling the shit out of this little shit, I would do that. She thought the way he was treating her was the way he treats every woman. Look, the girl is probably sheltered, all right? I can give her the benefit of the doubt. Well, it still has Rem and the other harem girls here. This is, and I agree with you, just jump out of the fucking window. I'd jump out of the fucking window at this point. It's one of these, it's one of these moments when you're literally projecting everything you believe about the person or everything you want to believe about the person on the person, and you're ignoring everything the person is actually saying. What makes it worse is you go and promise things, and then you just outright ignore them. You like, it's one thing not to listen. It's another thing to make promises and then break someone's trust. And I've been an idiot myself plenty of times, but then you can't just outright go scream at the person that they should be fucking owing you. Look, I get it, 2-3 episodes ago, he broke down, it wasn't easy, he got stuck in a fucking time loop, and he couldn't find a way to break out, and it kind of broke him a little bit, and he got a, lap nap. I get it, cool. He broke down, that should have acted as a little bit of a reset, because he got past that loop, they kind of ended up living happily ever after, even if there was a demon dog, right? That should have at the very least brought him down a little bit to sanity. It's almost as if he's still got all of that build-up and none of that build-up was released in that moment, which it should have, because he's in a new timeline that hasn't reset in a while. He should have returned a little more to baseline. But he's lost whatever personal growth he's had up until this point, and now he's just gone 10 steps back to being an egotistical, self-absorbed little shit that can't handle criticism from another guy because of his own inferiority complex, and he's jealous of the guy because he talked to the girl that he likes, even though he's a fucking knight for another girl. Like, I'm sorry, but you're not giving me any reason to support you right now. You're just being a whiny little shit and ruining everything for yourself. And instead of accepting some degree of responsibility and growing, you're just throwing it all back at the only person, well, one of the only people that has bet their cards on you. Even in the timeline where you literally broke down and you were being a little shit, she felt bad for you and reached out because she saw you were trying so hard about something, even though she doesn't understand what's going on, but she could empathize with you that something was up. We'll get to that. Until a specific moment, I didn't understand either why he acted like this. This is that timeline. This is the timeline where he cried on a lap. It is. It is that timeline. I know that's this timeline. That's why I'm saying he should have baselined a little bit. But has he literally forgotten that on that timeline where he cried on a lap, they didn't go through training sessions and all this other shit? They've spent so little time together, and he's pulling this crap. I'm sorry, but he's fucking himself. Like Emilia said, the image of me in your head must be a truly amazing person. He deluded himself thinking she'd forgive him for everything. It's because he's so absorbed in his own head. He's not thinking about anyone else. He's not thinking about how any of this would affect her. It's almost like he's, in psychosis where he believes he's the only one that can make this right. Almost like a protagonist syndrome sort of thing, where if he doesn't do something, things cannot go right. I'm sorry, he's just really pissed me off in this episode. He's been just shooting his goddamn mouth the entire episode and just digging that goddamn grave deeper and deeper. And I can't feel sorry for him because he had ample opportunity to just shut his mouth. And he had to do that fucking stupid John Travolta, I'm her knight. Okay, and then instead of shutting his mouth at that point, he kept arguing with the knight. Embarrassed himself and embarrassed Emilia. Then Emilia tells him, get the fuck out. And the first thing he does is he accepts the challenge with a duel with the trained knight. Then he gets his butt kicked. And then instead of, shutting his mouth... It's frustrating. I've been a stupid kid and I've said stupid things, but even I've reached the point of, okay, maybe you fucked up. Maybe you should learn something from this. God, I hope he gets better in the next episode or I'm going to kill him myself. Honestly, if I was him in this episode, I would just get out of that bed, open that window and jump head first. Literally. Literally, that's what I would do. All jokes aside, fucking reset. Hopefully reset a few days before that. That's all I'm saying. If he made a few stupid decisions with the plan of, well, if shit goes sideways, I can just kill myself and reset. But that's not what he's doing. He legitimately believes that this is the right thing to do. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. I know some people are going to tell me that I'm being a whiny little bitch right now and I should shut up and watch the show. But you want to watch a blind reaction? That's my blind reaction. He's being a little shit. Let's watch episode 14. Fuck my life.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun size, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.